And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right. Thanks for hanging with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Greatly appreciate you spending some time with us, supporting the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors, 80 different categories of consumer advocates, always helping you win in any marketplace. We got Ray Hall joining us as well, Ray Hall Appraisals. We're going to get a real estate market update from an appraiser. We're going to talk with him, as well as Ron Fuller, TriCounty Metals, in studio with us as well. And Ron, give us a little teaser of what we're going to talk about today, my friend.
Hey, Brandon. Today we're going to talk about Homeowners Association's approvals of metal roof, and we're going to talk about insurance.
Yeah.
And roofing material.
Yeah, that's a big topic right now. Such a big topic, the insurances, flood insurances. Oh, man, that's a big one here in the state of Florida. So coming up with him as well. Ron Fuller in the house. Ray Hall as well. Ray Hall Appraisals on the program as well. I want to let you know about our next gratitude party. Every month we host a business mixer. It's our next gratitude party, which is the third Thursday. It's going to be on the 16th over at Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall, right there in Tampa. Excellent restaurant, wonderful ambiance, and very friendly wait staff. Check them out online and come on and join us on Thursday the 16th, 6 o'clock. International Plaza Mall, happy hour. We're going to have all of our radio show partners there, expert contributors from the show. You're invited. Our audience is invited. Radio family out there. I'll have all these great conversations with people from the show here. So we really appreciate that. Supporting the show, maybe doing a refinance with us, maybe buying, selling, or investing with our real estate team. It really means the world to us when you support the show. 727-263-3707 is how you can get in touch. Just call the hotline, 727-263-3707. You can also submit an email on the website, consumerqb.com. You can submit an email right there from the website, and that'll come right through to me. And we'll make sure we get right back to you. That's our promise to you as well. All right, hot listing here for the listings is 8107 Sierra Manor Lane. This one's in Tampa. We got an estate-style, gorgeous home, 4 bedrooms, 4 bath, 3-car garage, 2-story, single-family home, 3,611 square feet, updated kitchen, of course, granite countertops, gas stove. You have a metal roof as well. 65-year warranty on this property with a beautiful metal roof, 130 feet of private water frontage, 6,000-pound boat lift, private dock, private pool, hot tub, and just a great opportunity to own an estate-style home right here in Tampa Bay. $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team. That's 8107 Sierra Manor Lane. Check out 4229 Red Cliff. This one's a great opportunity also. 4229 Red Cliff. This one is an affordable condo, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, 2-car garage, 624 square foot condo, close to downtown Newport Richey, which is a up and coming area. People love the Newport Richey area, especially that new downtown. Yeah, lighter colors on the interior, community pool, pavers out there by the pool. Great opportunity, nice curb appeal there. 4229 Red Cliff Place, unit number 4229 Newport Richey, and you can see all of our listings at Platinum MVP Team. .kw.com.
Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue.
All right, let's go to the phone lines. Ray Hall Appraisals. Welcome back to the show, sir.
Hey, Brandon. Always great to be here.
Yeah,
always
man.
Enjoy it.
Absolutely. Yep. Thanks for calling in and give us an update. What's your thoughts about the market? What are you seeing out there?
Things are a little slow right now. I think, we kind of had, for lack of a better term, a perfect storm of things where we had the 2 hurricanes. I think that put a lot of people on hold just to see what was going to happen from there. And then, as you know, as a realtor, this is just a slow time of year as well. I know a lot of people right now maybe have those listings that are just kind of sitting on the market, but that's how this time of the year always has been. It's always been my slowest time of the year. So, we have had that kind of extended period of not too many sales, so we do have a lot of inventory on the market. But, a couple more months, we're going to be in spring, and traditionally that's when the market picks up here in Florida.
Yeah, exactly. You see that spring buying season. I think we're going to get back into multiple offers as well. I just think that the Trump economy is going to be so strong. So many people are optimistic. You got businesses investing. You got billionaires investing. So many different things that are pointing towards a positive real estate market. And just think if we do get a little bit of relief on the interest rates, that's going to really start pushing a lot of the activity.
Absolutely, because that's always been a huge driver of the real estate market, of those interest rates. And, a lot of people are still on the fence because they're waiting for Trump to get into office. So it's not even so much, what he's going to be able to do for the country. It's just people are excited and waiting for that kind of change of the guard. And, we may start to see, definitely a lot more of activity once we have, the new president in office. Yeah,
exactly. And I see your point there. Yeah, because it's still – a few days left until the actual inauguration. So until people actually see it, that this, this deep state, is going to allow that to happen. I think, that could be potentially part of the a little bit of a lag there. I understand. That makes sense to me as well. When you think about the insurances as well, what are you seeing as far as contracts or hearing when you think about contracts? And of course, the appraisal process is one thing, but when you look at the insurances, what are you seeing and hearing out there in terms of insurance?
I haven't seen much with regards to insurance impacting sales yet. In fact, I just appraised a couple properties the other day that are in what's called an AE flood zone. As you know, that's a pretty significant flood zone. In fact, I currently have an investment property in that kind of flood zone. And, these properties sold. They went through their marketing period, so it hasn't really had a huge impact on purchases and sales yet. It hasn't had a huge impact on values yet. But the key word in that is yet. Remember, if they increase the insurance rates on the flood insurance, that's going to limit some people's buying power because they could be making a significantly larger insurance payment every month or annual insurance payment, which does affect their monthly mortgage payment. So at this point, it's still, haven't had any major changes, but I think we're all just kind of waiting to see what happens in the next several months and to see how the insurance companies react as well.
Yeah, there's a lot going on right now with Capitol Hill too. You got the confirmation hearings happening, and if these tax cuts gets passed as well, so that's the debate as well. One big bill versus one big beautiful bill versus two bills, depending on how they want to structure that. But when you see the tax cuts coming in, I think once the tax cuts are extended, that's going to give people a lot of faith and a lot of certainty in the market that they might be looking for as well.
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, anytime you're putting money back in people's pockets, or giving them more buying power, that usually has a positive impact on the real estate market. Back in 2008, so when a lot of people lost their jobs and no money was available, we saw that big crash in the market. But we don't. Again, we've talked about this many times on the show. We're not seeing that now. Employment, pretty strong. And, if we do start getting these tax breaks and we start getting the lower interest rates, like you said, I think by spring we're going to be looking at a pretty strong real estate market, which, we traditionally do see a lot in Florida.
Yeah, it's interesting too with this whole debate about TikTok. It's not just a social media site. It's a entrepreneurial, basically an incubator. I mean, a lot of entrepreneurs have made a lot of money. Small business owners have made a lot of money and built their businesses and made a living on TikTok. And so that's a big factor is if they were to just say, hey, let's ban it using the connections to the Chinese Communist Party. Hey, look, they got the data already. There's 200 million Americans, I think, that they already have data on. But I think it's a bigger picture. It's a bigger factor. I think, yes, at some point it needs to come out of control of the Chinese parent company. But if you think about the overall impact and you think more macro, you're looking at a lot of people that it would ruin their jobs, and that would cause a severe lack of jobs or unemployment, layoffs, and people. I think in other words, when you look at it, it's not just a social media company. It's not just a free speech issue, but it's also an economic driver. So that would hurt the economy going forward if they were to just say ban it. It's done.
True, but and in those situations, it's always someone like an Elon Musk or someone like that who steps up and comes up with the alternative.
Yeah.
And I think they banned that because of what's going on with it with the Chinese government. Hopefully, it'll create an opportunity for an American company to go in, fill that void, provide the jobs, and start bringing some of this these economies back to the U.S. instead of all that money going overseas.
Yeah, and if you look at that, too, because there was an article, too, on LinkedIn. It said, could TikTok be sold to Musk if the Supreme Court upholds or sales a ban ruling on TikTok? Chinese officials are considering options, including selling the social video giant's U.S. operations to Elon Musk. But that wasn't substantiated. Musk hasn't even commented on that. But, who has is old Mr. Wonderful. He's talked about it. And, of course, a lot of influencers have talked about it. I heard Charlie Kirk talking about it with the Gap. There's one of the girls, Isabel. She's a really big influencer for Turning Point USA, and Trump had increased or won that youth vote by 5 times, and a lot of it was because of TikTok. So TikTok is actually a purveyor of truth. I mean, they really work hard to keep their algorithms. Especially they're leaning a lot more conservative than a lot of the other sites. And if you look at Zuckerberg with Facebook, they sell all of our data. They sell a lot of our data to China. So does Airbnb, all these different companies. So it's not like TikTok's the only one with the Chinese connections,
Yeah, it's just the more popular one and well-known. I mean, I've heard people complaining about that factor of TikTok for years now, but they all do it. I mean, I had a conversation with someone the other day about ceiling fans, and the next thing you know, I'm getting all sorts of ceiling fan advertisements in my Facebook.
Yeah.
And I never searched for it, but they start popping up. So I think just kind of blaming TikTok is it's a little bit of a witch hunt because they're all doing it. But I guess it remains to be seen. And like I said, if they do ban it, I hope it starts an opportunity for someone else. I would like to see more of these businesses coming back to the U.S. I mean, a lot of these influencers are in the U.S. and they're benefiting from it. But, I just think sometimes we're a little too reliant on overseas.
Oh, big time. Yeah, exactly. They shouldn't own physical property. They should not own physical land and property. And then now it's getting into the intellectual properties. Should they be able to? And definitely not. We're talking with Ray Hall Appraisals here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and talking about the real estate market. And when you look at the real estate market, it breaks down into many different sectors, Ray. A lot of times people just they just kind of fall into that single-family home, that 3-bedroom, 2-bath home that's in the suburbs. But there's so much more to it. Talk to me a little bit about things outside of the residential. What are you seeing in other areas, office or retail or maybe industrial?
I've seen a little pickup in our commercial business. As you know, I'm a residential and commercial appraiser. I do the commercial appraisals over 9 states. We were seeing a lot of stuff in Kentucky that seems to have slowed down a little bit, but we're seeing a little bit more business here in Florida now. So that's starting to pick up. I haven't really seen many changes in values. It could be that there's just, inventory out there, so there's some deals to be had. So people are starting to take advantage of that. I know I just finished an office space out in the Clearwater area and currently working on some industrial as well. So starting to see more movement. The past couple of years, we haven't seen a whole lot. So now I'm starting to see that movement. New construction, we're definitely not doing as many appraisals with new construction as we used to. Now it's more of the resales, things like that. But all in all, like I say, we haven't seen dramatic declines in value, haven't seen any crashes. So the market has held steady. I think it's just a little flat right now. And those interest rates, I think, will just push it right back to where we used to be.
Yeah, I think so. Let's take a quick break. More with Ray Hall coming up. Ray Hall Appraisals. Later on in the show, we got Ron Fuller in the house, TriCounty Metals. So we're going to talk about roofing and metals as well coming up on the program. Plus, we have a feel-good story of the day. Scientists develop biodegradable smart textile, a big leap forward for eco-friendly wearable technology. Feel-good story of the day coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, online at consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're talking with Ray Hall Appraisals here on the program. But before we go back to Ray, a couple of hot listings here. We always like to feature our properties, our real estate listings live on air. And we greatly appreciate all of our listeners and audience out there that support the local economy, supporting our real estate company as well. We've talked to many of you over the holiday break there and listed a couple properties for you. So we really appreciate that. List your real estate properties with us. We're going to get you maximum exposure, maximum profit, and help you sell faster for more money with less headaches. 700 Physicians Court in Leesburg, Florida. This one's in the medical zoning district here, so perfect for a doctor, maybe some type of a medical related field. Half-acre lot, R3 zoning, ready to build, prime development opportunity, suited for medical professionals in that area of practice. 700 Physicians Court, Leesburg, Florida, 2 minutes from the scenic shores of Lake Harris, close proximity to healthcare hubs as well. 5444 90th Avenue Circle East. This one's in Parrish. Beautiful single-family home, pool home, screen lanai on a waterfront there. You've got a pond in the neighborhood, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 3-car garage. You have 2,587 square foot single-family home, 0.36 acre lot. And this is a gorgeous home. We have a motivated seller here. You have a kitchen that has a breakfast bar, stainless steel appliances, pendant lighting, and an island. The breakfast room has serene views of the back patio, sparkling pool, and screened lanai. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Ray Hall Appraisals. We're kind of going through the different property types, Ray, and we talked about residential, a little bit of office, and one was interesting too. If you look at this whole return to work, RTO, return to office, the trend was, hey, they're going to work virtual. Now a lot of employers are saying, hey, we want you back in the office, including the federal government saying, hey, we want you back in the office. We want to see what's going on. We want that collaboration. And I think it's cool, if you can do a flex schedule, maybe like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday through Thursday, take Friday off. I think that's cool, but not the majority of your days working from home. That you just lose that camaraderie in most senses.
I absolutely agree. The thing that a lot of the businesses that help these corporations, kind of be more efficient is the teamwork that you get. I have worked for the large banks in the appraisal department, and we worked as a team. We bounced ideas off each other. We had regular meetings. We had lunch together.
Right.
And it really does help. Now, since when it went virtual, I worked for another lender virtually, and I just didn't have that closeness, and just that teamwork that was so beneficial in the past. Even though now my business is virtual, at times I wish I had just employees that were on site that I could kind of talk with and discuss problems, issues, things like that. So I definitely see the benefit of going back to the office, though I do understand where sometimes it's easier for, especially parents. Myself, I'm a single parent, and, having that availability to be at home to help out my kids but still get my job done is definitely a benefit itself. So, I think this in and out of the office and doing a couple of days a week in, couple of days out is going to benefit a lot of the employees. But, people going back to the office is going to be a huge benefit to that office market.
Right.
There were a lot of vacancies after COVID. I know of one large bank right before COVID purchased the complex that they were leasing. and it was a lot of office space. I forget how many hundreds of thousands of square feet it was. Well, they purchased it, and then all of a sudden everybody went home. So basically the buildings were just sitting there vacant. And that did impact the office market. You know, we didn't see really any increases in prices per square foot, or we definitely didn't see any increases in the lease rates. But if we start going back and we start using that office space, that's creating the demand. That's going to take the inventory off the market, and that's going to help that office market, you know, strengthen up, especially here in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about jobs. It's about work-life balance, and it's always, you know, nice when you have an employer that, you know, allows and understands that. So that's a great point. Also, another point is these big hedge funds. Have you seen hedge funds purchasing? I mean, you got BlackRock. That's a $10 trillion company. I think it's the largest company ever recorded in the history of mankind. $10 trillion to throw around, and it just really frustrates me when I see those big corporations throwing dollars at single-family homes, competing with and beating out veterans and first-time home buyers, Ray.
Yeah, I don't deal a lot with the hedge funds, and the reason is they just purchase for cash. They don't get loans. So when I'm going out to appraise the house, that's the bank or the lender sending me out to do the appraisal to see if the house is really worth what the buyer's paying for it. These hedge funds, and they're just paying cash. Now, that's going to hurt those home buyers and those veterans, like you said, because it's hard to compete with that. Not a whole lot of people have hundreds of thousands of dollars, you know, just available to go buy a house.
Yeah.
And, you know, also, you know, we've seen bidding wars in the past with strong real estate markets, but trust me, you can't compete with BlackRock. None of us can.
Right.
You know, and that's really going to hurt things. You know, it might be some houses maybe are part of, you know, certain areas or certain under certain programs where maybe the hedge funds can't purchase them. They may have to start something like that just to give, you know, smaller people like ourselves a fighting chance to buy homes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I hear you, man. Yep, it's a challenging time. Ray Hall Appraisals. Check him out online. Ray, what's your website? RayHallAppraisals.com.
RayHallAppraisals.com, or you can call my office at 813-452-5369.
Yes, and he has an owner's use appraisal as well. So if you are thinking about, hey, I want to know the value, you want something a little bit more than a CMA that a realtor can give you, RayHallAppraisals.com. Check him out online. Ray, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Brandon. Talk to you soon.
All right. Taking a quick break. Coming back, Ron Fuller, TriCounty Metals, in studio with us. We're going to talk with him about his awesome business and another American-made product here in the United States coming up. Ron Fuller, Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at ConsumerQB.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right. Hey, welcome back. Follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes 1 at CQB Show. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, or our Rumble channel, or our podcast. All this great content's available to you 24/7 wherever you download your podcast. And if you could check out our YouTube channel and subscribe, we greatly appreciate that. We got Ron Fuller in studio with us, TriCountyMetals.com. We're going to talk with him here in just a moment. Before we do, a couple of hot listings here in Tampa Bay. 12133 Spartan Way, number 204 in Hudson. We got a great opportunity to own a beautiful 1,100 square foot condo. This one's 2-2, and you have one spot on your carport there. Low maintenance. You got resort style living at Spartan Way in Hudson. This one's granite countertops, new wood look tile, fresh interior paint. Great opportunity. You got a heated pool there in the community. Beautiful condo, stainless steel appliances here at 12133 Spartan Way, number 204, second floor condo in Hudson. 7720 Maryland Avenue. We've got land for sale. This one's got land for sale. You've got some mobile homes on it as well. And you could build or maybe bring in some additional units here for the rental property. Great opportunity. The owner says you can get about 20 units in there. 7720 Maryland Avenue in Hudson, between 20 to 25 units. You got a cash cow opportunity land available. This one's zoned RMH, just off of Highway 19 in Hudson, Florida. It's cleared lot. It's fully cleared. You got 5 mobile home hookups already, a concrete driveway, a utility garage, and a attached apartment. And a great opportunity to buy real estate. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Buy dirt, find one you can't live without.
All right, we got Ron Fuller in the house. Ron Fuller, TriCounty Metals, TriCountyMetals.com. Ron, Happy New Year to you, man.
Happy New Year, Brandon. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Yeah, how are things been?
Good. How's your New Year going?
Yeah, pretty good. Rocking and rolling. Just got finished up my mortgage licensing too. So
I heard that.
Got that back. I had it back in 2001. So it's just kind of another right in line with the real estate business. Got the mortgage license.
You are a business in yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
We got BlackRock, General Motors, Brandon Rimes.
There we go. Yeah.
And you do everything right.
There we go. Yep. We try to. We try to uphold those Christian values, the American way, the patriotic values. And I know that's a lot about TriCounty Metals too, man. And you're a Florida-based company making the product right here in America.
Yeah. We employ it is great. Our company's very patriotic. We love our country. We love our state. And, we see good things ahead. I know my customers are all feeling really positive about the future.
Yeah, optimistic, great outlook, and we're just excited every day about it's exciting to see hey, we might buy Greenland, we might incorporate Canada and the Panama Canal. I mean, there's all these exciting things as an American to be able to see it, and not only just economically, but just from a security standpoint. We're closing that border, and we're going to have hopefully bringing some more jobs back to America.
Absolutely. I mean, we have to be proud of our country. We have to be for our country and not ashamed of our country.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
How can you win if you're ashamed or embarrassed or you're making excuses?
Yeah.
Let's win. Let's be the best. I mean, the world is safer. The world is more secure if America is strong.
That's right.
There's no question. We happen to be the leaders, and we have a responsibility.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And there's something to be said for when you look at the economic strength, the military strength. That's all hand in hand. If we're weak and economically, we're not, and if we're not able to manufacture. I mean, that's what I love about TriCounty Metals. Mm-hmm. You guys manufacture here. I mean, how many other companies over the last 2 or 3 decades have been offshored? That's what I love about it.
I recently moved into a new home, and I had a goal to buy things that weren't made in China, and it was not easy. But furniture, appliances, things that I needed for the home, I was very specific, and it was not easy.
Right.
And it shouldn't be that way. We used to manufacture everything.
Yep.
We manufactured products, we exported products, and we bought our own products.
Yep.
I mean, golly, you can't even get a birthday card for your mom. Read the back, printed in China. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I don't know if you remember 2004, the drywall issue, the Chinese drywall. I mean, well, not only should we produce our own products, but we produce great products.
Yep.
And our president is really pushing that, and it's only going to help every American.
Yeah. And I think most people would pay a little bit more, 10, 15% more easily, 20% more maybe.
I agree. If there was a store that was known to be all American made, American manufactured, American product in the material you're buying, I would pay more just to support our country.
Right.
And there's a law called repatriatism tax, and it's where Trump can bring back jobs back into America by lowering the tax rate, because that's what drives companies out. Yeah. Companies don't want to necessarily leave the country, but between the EPA and taxes, oftentimes they don't have a choice.
That's what they said too. He mentioned somewhere that if for every regulation added, there had to be 2 or 3 dropped. Because regulations will kill a business.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I want to talk about insurance. I could talk about other stuff all day. So there's reality of insurance, and it's the challenges that the insurance industry's been facing with the storms. First of all, remember the old days when they said, "Hey, I got swampland to sell you in Florida."
Yeah.
Well, I wish I was dumb enough to have bought swampland about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Because today there's entire developments on it.
Right.
Because we grew. Between the blue states, the retirees, the awesomeness that Florida is, people moved here.
Yeah.
So when there's a storm, the losses are just there's greater exposure to insurance company.
Right.
Because where there might have been 300 homes on a coastline, there's now 3,000 homes or 30,000, depending if it's a condo. So insurance companies are looking at how to stop the bleeding every time there's a loss or a storm. So I've got a quote for you, Brandon. No one can see me put my reading glasses on the radio. Citizens is the top insurer in Florida.
Okay.
Their president and CEO said, and this is a quote, "It's probably time to look past asphalt shingles. Often, they don't last 30 years as manufacturers claim. Quote, maybe it's time to start writing out of the plot in Florida." So asphalt shingles, and I'm not hating on them. In fact, I got a shout out to Jim at the Humble Roofer. He's doing a historical Yarborough City. He's doing a roof with a shingle roof with asphalt shingles. It's what the home needs. It was built in 1920.
Okay.
But the reality is, the metal isn't your great-grandfather's metal anymore. I say great-grandfather. You're supposed to say it's not your grandfather's metal, but metal lasts so long, I have to actually say your great-grandfather's.
Yeah.
But it's no longer just the galvalume metal or maybe the Hawaiian blue, maybe a red, or even a green on a log cabin. We have beautiful colors now. Also, there's an HOA law that's been written that makes it difficult for HOAs to decline metal roofs. But a 30-year shingle, that's rare. In fact, a 30-year shingle in Florida is like a 750,000-mile car that's still on the road.
Right.
There's probably a few 750,000-mile cars out there.
Yeah.
Maybe a Chevy with a 350.
Or a diesel.
Maybe,
Big
a diesel.
somewhere.
But they're rare.
Yeah.
A 30-year shingle roof in Florida is extremely rare. So for the insurance companies to write their policies and their P&Ls based on a 30-year shingle roof is not going to work. It is absolutely not going to work because they just don't hold up in our environment like that.
Yeah.
So metal roofs are really the future. Not only because they hold up better in a storm and they're more energy efficient, but because insurance companies aren't going to be looking at those losses. And sometimes it's a storm, and sometimes it's just simply the lifespan of the roof.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you've seen this, but historically, about 6% of the roofs in Florida were metal. Today, they're 16% and growing.
Good.
So we're really taking off.
I love the metal roofs. I just, I mean, that's one thing that frustrates me too with some of these homeowners, or HOAs rather, saying, banning a certain type or making you use a certain type. It's, as a, citizen, if I invest in property and I spend my hard-earned dollar, I feel like I should be able to put whatever type of roof material I want. Now, are there some things that could be arguable? I mean, look, if it's color, maybe I could see that. Which kind of funny story. I had one of my first $1 million listings I almost sold. This was probably 10 years ago, roughly. Was a $1 million listing on a beautiful lake in Odessa, big 5,000 square foot home, I think, roughly. And it had a blue roof, and it was a blue metal roof. And the buyer ended up saying, his wife, I think it was, said they just didn't like the blue color. Right. So I get it. And I was like, man, that would have been my first $1 million sale. Boom, as an early on in my career. But yeah, the color I could see. But if somebody wants to put a nice, beautiful stainless steel metal roof on, I don't see any reason why they could say they should be able to say you can't. Well,
yeah, and that's my point. There's a roof that's common. It's called galvalume, and it's the metal color. Some people call it a mill finish. And then there's always the blues and the reds. But we today have really great colors. We have a large swath of colors available, including the dark colors, the beautiful dark bronze, The black, everybody wants a white house with a black roof, black windows. That's the big thing now.
I could see that.
So, in fact, even on the coastline, even on saltwater now, you can get a black roof and 3-2 aluminum. And that's where you used to see the blue roofs because it was on the water.
Yeah.
But now there's a lot of color choices, and there's even surface choices. I call it surface choices. There's standing seam and exposed fasteners, each with different panel profiles. So there's a lot of choice out there for the buyers.
Yeah, I love that. What are some other advantages to using a stainless or a steel, metal roof, Ron?
Yeah, sure. So you mentioned stainless steel. That's not out there. That would be pretty expensive. But there's stainless steel fasteners and retainers and things. But basically, the advantages are several. First of all, it increases the property value. So on average, it increases a home 6%. And I think on your last show, I did my quick math. $300,000 home, 6%. That's about $18,000. Am I right?
Yep.
Okay. So let's say you spend $18,000 more for a lifelong metal roof than an asphalt shingle roof.
Yep.
You've actually increased the value of the home.
Yeah.
So if you go to sell it, it really didn't cost. You're going to get it back in selling your home.
Right.
But the longevity.
Yep.
Just how long that sucker's going to last, like great-grandfathers. There's 100-year-old buildings that are falling down, and that metal roof is still there. I see it in the old orange warehouses in Winter Haven.
Yep.
I literally see a building that was built in the 1920s, and the steel was there.
Yeah. And you see that when you're traveling in other countries too.
Oh, sure.
A lot of metal roofs are still standing, but the shack is just kind of broken down.
Yes, I was in the Philippines and I saw that, and those corrugated metals were hanging in there from World War II. So yes, those are the colors. You can see the choices. If your radio audience could see through their radio.
Yeah, the frequency there.
Or their
So
frequency.
they can on YouTube. They go to youtube.com, put in Consumer Quarterback Show. They can see exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, look at all those colors. They're beautiful colors.
Anti-laser blue.
Anti-laser blue, okay.
Yeah, the names, I'd like to name one of those someday, but you can see all the choices.
Yeah.
There are so many choices. In HOA, it's more, look at this one. Here, see the 26 gauge? If you scroll, there's black, there's a dark bronze, the cocoa browns. There's some beautiful choices now.
Let me ask you a question. What's your thoughts? Because a lot of people are into solar. Some people don't like it so much. But when you put it on a roof, it makes sense to me. But what are your thoughts in being in that industry with solar, adding it onto the roof? Are you by any way causing issue with the roof? Are you voiding warranties in most cases?
So, solar's here to stay. I tell you what I don't like to see on a roof. I don't like to see satellite dishes.
Yeah.
They tend to put the satellite dish at the end of the roof, and it's vibrating all the time, even if you can't see it. The wind's constantly hitting that dish.
Got it.
And often they're just screwing it right through the decking.
Wow.
And in a lot of cases, the decking is OSB, orated strand board.
Right.
And it's just not going to hold up.
Nope.
But you've just got to properly install it. So you want to make sure your solar company has a knack for roofing, and they're not just, grabbing the screw gun and knocking it in there. They've got there's things that they can use, adhesives and things. They just got to be.
Yeah, you got to put that layer in between, otherwise it's just going to leak through. We got to take a quick break there. More with Ron Fuller here, TriCounty Metals, coming up on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Plus our feel-good story of the day. Feel-good story is scientists develop biodegradable smart textile, a big leap forward for eco-friendly wearable technology. Feel-good story coming up. More with Ron Fuller on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon BRimes here for AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. My wife and I shifted a lot of our buying habits, and we wanted to support companies that support our values, patriotic, Christian conservative companies. And you can find that online at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. Now, what you're doing is you're not spending any new money. You're simply buying a lot of the common purchases that you're buying every month for the kitchen, the bathroom, your shampoos, your laundry detergent, all types of great essential oils, vitamins, herbs, those types of products. And for you beef lovers, we have great beef products as well. Tenderloin, sirloin steaks, grass-fed beef available as well. So check out AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com, and I'd love to talk to you if you have any questions about it. There's also a business opportunity there for you as well. 813-917-1894. And thank you so much for supporting our company, AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com.
Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon BRimes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon BRimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks so much for spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. 15535 Little Ranch Road, Spring Hill. We've got side-by-side parcels. We've also got 3-7 listed as well, Little Ranch Road. Side-by-side neighbors, 5 bedrooms, 1 bath, 860 square foot. But basically, you've got vacant land, 10 acres side-by-side, 5 each. And you are 20 minutes to public ramps that grant access to the Gulf of Mexico, close to the Suncoast Parkway. A great opportunity to buy and build your dream compound here, family compound. There's bamboo and some other beautiful trees on this land. 15577 Little Ranch Road, Spring Hill, Florida. And you can see all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. All right, scientists develop biodegradable smart textile, a big leap forward for eco-friendly wearable technology. UK research team has developed Sweet, smart, wearable, and eco-friendly electronic textiles, fully inkjet printed, biodegradable e-textiles made from renewable materials like tencel and graphene. These textiles monitor vitals like heart rate and temperature with industry standard reliability, and while significantly reducing environmental impact. That is, Sweet decomposes rapidly in soil, losing 48% weight in 4 months. This innovation paves the way for sustainable e-textiles in healthcare and beyond. There you have it, Ron, our feel-good story of the day. Can you believe they're inkjet printing these things?
It is amazing what the mind of a person can come up with. I've got to share a story with you. We're all familiar. You go to Starbucks and you get that 4-cup holder, right?
Yeah.
Which I should have brought you some. I'm going to have to next week or next time I'm here on the show. That material, guess what it's made out of?
What's that?
Dried cow manure.
Dried cow manure. No way.
Yeah, they dehydrate it, bleach it, and shape it.
Wow.
So I know it was Dirty Jobs. That's where I saw it.
Oh, yeah. I love that show.
You asked me something, and I said I couldn't remember. So a cow, we eat it. Delicious.
Yep.
We tan the hides for leather.
Yeah.
They sell the methane gas to energy companies. And then the final renewable piece of a cow is that which makes... Yes.
That's a good way to say it, I guess.
So
right?
when Amazon comes to your door and you open up a package and it has that kind of tan packing material, it cushions.
Yep.
It's real lightweight.
Yep. Yeah. That's, think about it too. If you could go back in time and invest in whatever company makes the cardboard boxes, or Zoom, right? I mean, Zoom when it hit, but think about how much cardboard is shipped from house to house or facility, to home every day.
It's funny you say that. Remember I mentioned I just moved into a new house. I'm embarrassed every garbage week that I'm taking everything out to the road, ceiling fan boxes and just all the things you buy with a new home. Yeah. And I can't believe how much packaging there is.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
In fact, packaging is a big item nowadays.
Yeah, it's a big cost of even toothpaste, for example. It comes in the plastic box or the cardboard box. But we're talking with Ron Fuller here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rimes. Now, Ron is the business development manager for TriCounty Metals. Now, Ron's business is structured in a manner in which he works with other builders. Other roofers. Mm-hmm. So, for example, Logan Briggs, Gulf Shield Roofing, he would buy his product from you, for example, right?
Absolutely. So we don't install the roofs, but we provide the material. Now, we do have people call Tri-County saying, hey, I absolutely want a metal roof on my home, and we can refer them to one of the pros in their area. Right. But that is correct. We sell to the roofing contractors.
Yeah. So if any listeners out there know of any builders and said, hey, this Ron guy sounds pretty cool on the radio, you should talk to him, that would be a good referral for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to help. Yeah. Also, we've got a really cool, our website's great. Go to TriCountyMetals.com. We have something, it's a tool called a visualizer. So Brandon can take a picture of his home, and your home pops up, and you can put the roof and the roof color right on the website.
I love it.
It's neat because you can really see what you're looking at, and if your HOA is giving you any grief, again, you can use that tool.
Yeah, and
you can say, "Here's what my home's going to look like."
Right.
So take advantage of that.
Yeah,
it's free.
Yep, that's important. And then talk to Ron with all of those different scenarios that play out, because you've got a lot of experience in the real estate industry and the construction industry. So, final thought, back to you, man. Final
thought is, 2025. This is my first show of the new year, and I got to tell you, I smell freedom in the air.
Yeah.
I smell success.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great
year. I love it. Optimism.
Yeah.
Excitement. Return to greatness in the golden age of America ahead of us.
You got it. God bless you all you listeners out there. Call Brandon. Invest in real estate.
There you go. I love it. All right, Ron. Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it. All right. Hey, another great show. Ray Hall Appraisals, Ron Fuller, Tri-County Metals. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we hope to see you at Thursday, January 16th at our next gratitude party. Have a good one.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 727-263-3707.